technology.
Recording in progress. Welcome to whatever episode this is. I think it's 4 or 5 of Alex Cora Center for kids who want to learn how to hit good. It's not just Mike and I. We got a whiskey sour. We got Patrick Beamer's
Whiskey ginger is the drink of choice tonight.
That was my wedding drink. I don't know. I was told to get one. Christina had a nice one. I had whiskey ginger.
Most people go next level for their wedding drink. So glad to hear you really let loose.
Yeah, Bud Light.
Isn't that Justin Turner's nickname?
Whiskey ginger or Bud Light?
Is it?
No, I don't know.
Well, that'll be my goal tonight.
That was a good old jokey there.
Oh, wait, it is just a joke. Now I can't even Google it. Good joke. Sorry. All right. Patrick, headline of the year. Orioles. Over 500.
Not May.
I'm looking it up right now to make sure they still are over.
We're game over. We got the day off. 10 straight games, but 12 consecutive days without a loss, LePay and Mike. How about that stat?
That's good stats.
That's good stuff. We need that. Got a big day off today. Go down to the St. Petersburg. Got the Rays for the last 3 before the break. 2 games back of the wild card. Right in the mix. Need to be buyers.
Buyers.
Yeah.
Not selling. Who do you sell? No one wants them.
No one wants them. no one wants what we got.
But who do you think? You said your friends were telling you who to buy. Tell us who you buy.
No, we're just a bunch of idiot friends from home. We're all going. We all want a Tani. Salvage the future. Get a Tani. Make a run for it.
Isn't he a free agent after this year?
I don't know.
Or is it next year? I read that I think it's after next year because they're not making a huge deal about it now. But they might try and trade him to get something because they don't think he'll stay in Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Why would he?
They're just so bad, right?
With him, they have the 2 best players in baseball.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's why he went there. He said he went there to play with Mike Trout. So because Trout seems totally comfortable playing his entire career there.
Yeah.
For an extension at $420 million.
They're just so not good.
They were.
Too. I did hear something that's going around for some fantasy leagues. An idea into next season for Ohtani is a way to get both of his stats when he pitches.
Yeah, they should.
Not that they were saying maybe if you get him first in the first round, you don't get a second round pick.
Oh.
And then when he pitches, if there's a way to get his hitting stats and pitching stats both, because you definitely are missing out.
Yeah, I think you are. That sucks. He is hitting.
So if Paul's got him for next year, how do we punish Paul?
Take him away and give him to Jared.
Not a punishment if he uses both stats either, because right now he only gets pitching when he's pitching.
Yeah.
That's annoying. I feel like if you get Ohtani, you get both.
You should.
I'd be okay if you just got him, count him as a full pick. That's a good pick.
Yep.
Confirmed. Baltimore Orioles 45 and 44. You
At
heard
least
it here
for another day. July 14th will be above 500. That's the headline.
They're tied with Seattle with the longest current winning streak at 10.
Yeah, they've like. I mean, I feel like Baltimore's gotten a lot of hype because of how bad they've traditionally been, but Seattle pulling off 10 streaks.
Yep.
Yeah, ever since that fight, right?
Impressive.
Ever since that fight, because Winker was suspended for 6 games.
They got a little hockey in them in Seattle.
Yeah, and the Orioles, I think, are 29 and 20 since the Adley Rushman call up.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I always like to refer it back to those are the hottest team in baseball since Joe Biden fell off his bike.
I didn't know he fell off his bike. Is he okay?
He's fine.
Well, what should we get into? Any more headlines? Scherzer back. How do you feel?
Good. Stay on the mound. Please.
Please.
So Mets took 2 out of 3 from Atlanta.
Next question. Yeah, the Braves, even at home in Atlanta. That was
I mean,
good.
they're already talking. We might have 200 win teams in the NL East this year,
And they're not the Phillies.
Gosh.
The Phillies with the vaccination thing, they were like, nah, we'll just split when we go to Toronto. Like, it never happened. They lost 2. So if the Phillies lose the NL East by 1 or 2 games, no, I can't even say that with a straight face. They're not going to be close. Doesn't matter.
every team that's going to Toronto now is having somebody that's not playing.
That's funny.
And the National League team's like, shit, we didn't think we'd have to deal with this.
What's funny is if Luke's watching this, he'll like this. I was searching, do the Braves go there before I can talk shit about the Phillies? The Braves don't go there, so I'm able to talk shit. Because I don't know who's vaccinated on the Braves or not, but
yeah, every team's got to show their hand.
Yeah, I know. So last year, Soler was not vaccinated, and he had to sit out. He got COVID and then had to sit out for that 10 mandatory days. So he didn't even play in the NLCS against the Dodgers. He came back for the World Series, but he's another one that just didn't. If he got vaccinated, he could have came back in like 3 days, but because he wasn't, he had to sit out in the playoffs. That's our leadoff hitter.
Whit Merrifield's the most recent he can't play in Toronto.
And Benintendi.
They can't even make the trip, right? Like they can't get through customs.
Yeah.
No. That's why Real Muto, with his great soundbite, saying I'm not going to let Canada tell me what to do for a little bit of money, $260,000. And he was quoted as saying he's going to invite all the guys that were not vaccinated down to Florida to work out with him. And we're like, all right, man, why do we still turn the mic off? No one cares.
That's great.
But Patrick, let's get a little segue here into our fantasy league. Big win for the league last week.
You know, it was nice proving Scott's human, not some kind of cyborg running through the league.
Yeah. What did Tom send? If it bleeds, you can kill it.
That was so perfect.
Yeah, he didn't have an answer for you, and he actually had a bad start to this week. Are we seeing before our eyes?
Has the blueprint been laid?
Yeah, let Lance Lynn pitch. That's the blueprint. Yeah.
But this is the double week, right? So this goes through next week?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I think games start back up on Thursday. There might be 1 or 2 after the All-Star game.
Yeah, because Wednesday's the day off. Yeah, do they start back up Thursday, or do they just go right into the weekend series? Is it 2 days off now?
They get Tuesday's the All-Star game.
Monday's Derby, Tuesday's the game.
I think last year at least. I'll check. Let me verify.
The ESPYs will be one of those days, isn't it? Isn't the ESPYs like Wednesday usually?
Wednesday's off, but I thought last year 2 teams came back and played like 2 games on Thursday. But let me check the iPhone.
Yeah, look it up.
I think they might have done that because they got all the postponed COVID cancellations, so they had to jam a couple games in earlier.
So this was last year, Mike?
I think so, yeah.
And they missed how long did they miss this year? Was it 2 weeks the season got delayed? So they might even use that Thursday again.
They only missed a series. I think it was only 2 series, maybe.
Was it? Okay. So it's not okay.
But it was not a lot.
I read an article and they were talking about how the strike was going on, and I actually forgot about it. And I hate that because that's what the owners wanted. They knew we would forget.
That's what they want, Dave.
There are games on Thursday, July 21st. Probably because it's start a 4-game series. So Rangers, Marlins, Yankees, Astros have a doubleheader. Actually,
that's a big series.
Tigers, A's have a doubleheader.
Who cares?
And Giants, Dodgers. So that seems like they're trying to fit some games. That's like a 5-game series, then, right? If they play Thursday doubleheader.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So yeah, good week last week, Patrick. We're proud of you.
Jumped into the. I've been hovering. I feel like I tied everyone for about 6 consecutive weeks. It was like tied game or lost by 1, lost by 2, and then now I'm in the made a jump into the top 6. So hopefully I can stay there. Tom's out an early lead on me, so I've got some work to do. But nice to be in the playoff positioning.
Do we worry about Tom? Tom beat Keith last week. That's a good. So Tom beat Keith 8-3. Keith's going through a dry spell here, but holding on tight. I'll glaze over these. I beat Team Courtney. Didn't look good early. He actually had some hot braids on the team. It's weird when you are playing someone that has your favorite team's players and they're doing well while you're watching and you're just staring at the TV. You're like, maybe he didn't play him. No, he played all of them. Mike, big one. Oh, wait, talk about this because this was a big matchup. Lute went off.
It was probably the best offensive week. One of the best offensive weeks I've ever had, and it was a nail biter the entire week. That was the Kyle Schwarber going off, not to be outdone by Wilmer Flores.
You got him.
4 home runs on the week last week.
Oh.
Now he's hurt.
The Wilmer Flores.
Yeah. But it was, Luke, great week. Tough L, definitely. I feel for you.
Nice. You got him, Burn. He felt that. 17 home runs tied.
17?
Tied. You both had 17 home runs.
Gosh.
I haven't had. I want to look at my stats. How many weeks till I get 17?
That's the thing. I've probably had weeks, like maybe a month, where I didn't have 17 home runs. Simeon, my Rangers guys are finally heating up. Simeon and Seager.
Yeah, Simeon was so bad that now it's almost like if he can just kind of turn it on.
He's running, so with him and Jarren Duran for Boston, if he keeps batting leadoff for Boston, that'll be good.
41 runs, 17 homers, and 44 RBIs. That's what you had.
That's impressive.
Lute's 6 ERA didn't help. That's where you made up some. But then he just had John Gray go last night. I don't know who's playing Lute, but John Gray had a one-hitter, like almost 7 or 8 innings. John Gray, from Colorado. But he's on Texas now.
He's a Ranger.
Patrick, 9-2-3 over Scott Tots. And then ready for Kuryliptov, lost to Adam. I should actually read a text exchange with Adam because I just said, "Hey, nice week last week," and he was like, "Wait, I should just read it." I said, "You had a nice week in fantasy. Now you get an angry Scott with Jordan on the IL." Yeah, so stoked for this long week too, Adam says. Could have been any other week, but it's all going against me, it seems. Now he's turning depressed, Adam. Also, what the fuck is wrong with Keith and Kyle? How do they possibly think Julio Rodriguez is available? To which I sent a screenshot to Tom, and then Tom promptly offered Ian Anderson for Julio Rodriguez. I said, if it helps, Wander's out for 8 weeks. He says, this does not help. Your team is in 2nd and I'm in 9th and I don't get it. So I just let that, we weren't going to, that night was over with texts. Let's start anew next morning.
You had a long way to go to bridge that gap.
Well, there's nothing worse than when you feel just good enough about your team to say something about them and then the next day.
It's true. Then you go 3 for 28 and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Do you guys still actively pick up people regularly? I feel like I'll play some people in the lab, like 1 or 2 pickups throughout the week. I feel like I'm 6 or 7 every week.
You got the Paul Dodson in you.
Yeah.
I've cut down a lot. I kind of just am cycling first base outfield constantly, a 1 first base outfield position multiple times. Get pitcher. But I just got Henley just came back for the Braves, so I had to rotate.
Good there.
Find somebody.
It's a good day, not just as a Braves fan. You had a regular heartbeat, so we're all worried about his health, actually. But yeah, throw him back in there. Who gives a shit?
Toss him back.
He didn't stop throwing at all, so he wasn't. It didn't sound like it was that serious. It was just a precaution. So never really went on the shelf totally. So
just to confirm,
when you got Will Smith,
the Braves.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying the Braves weren't in Toronto over the stint, right, of his little heart thing.
No, I don't
No,
believe.
yeah, my heart hurts
Yeah, my heart hurts. I can't go,
for 2 games.
but I'm gonna keep throwing.
Well, when you got Will Smith back there, Will Smith is hard to watch. He did great last year playoffs, kind of like
Joe Flacco.
Will Ferrell in Old School blacking out during the debate, where he's like, I don't know what I say, I just blacked out. That's Will Smith in the 2021 World Series.
When you most need him.
Yeah, now go sit down now, Will. Get out of here. All right, let's update the scores. Anything else of last week do we want to touch on?
Good.
I'm good.
So update this week. Me and Keith battling. This is how we Adolis. This is how we Adolis. Yeah. I'm winning 10-3-1. Just wanted to slam him. Mike. Oh, you're not playing Tom. Patrick.
Yeah, I'm playing Tom.
Oh, I'm playing someone named. Oh, I don't know.
Tom Turner.
That's
He's
what I'm
playing
playing.
Oh, Tom Turner. Yes. Yes.
I'm playing Tom Ravinsky. He's playing Tom Turner.
Yes.
Tom
It worked again.
That's where I got thrown off.
might even be the same team.
The best Turner.
Yeah.
Mike up 8-5-1 over Sir. This is an Albies.
Yeah, I tried to break Tom with my O'Neal Cruz comment.
So good. We'll
see if that works.
We'll see. I'm not going to jinx you. We'll read it on next pod if you beat him.
Well, now it's definitely a loss. Almost certain.
Vegetarian cheesesteaks losing to Team Courtney 9-5. But how is he losing? Because he had a really good day yesterday. Anyway, won't let me click to it. Tom Turner taking it to you right now, 7-4-3. Patrick, quick soundbite.
Closer than it was this morning. So, going in the right direction.
All right, that's a good rallying cry for your team.
a lot of games left. We're in the long week, so
It's true. It's a marathon.
Really only like our Monday.
Got 11 acquisitions left.
Well, now we start looking forward, right? Your fantasy brain goes, we just listed off who has double headers on that Thursday. Do we want to make some pickups? Yankees, Astros, and whoever the other two were.
It's a chess game.
It's chess, baby.
Build up. Yeah, pick up somebody on the waiver for a 2-start week, and they inevitably get scratched on Monday, and then it doesn't matter. So,
let me just tell you a little dark secret of mine I wanted to share, but then I was like, no, this might be worse. Now I'm going to do it live. I had an alarm on my phone set for like 12 o'clock right before the first game started, like last week. Nick Senzel or Sawinski. The Reds were playing the Pirates in a doubleheader. I literally labeled my alarm Sawinski or Senzel to make a decision by that time. I picked Sawinski. He went 0 for 8 with like 5 Ks and a walk in 2 games. How can you make such a bad decision when you try so hard?
Well, I got bit by the Sawinski bug a couple weeks ago. He hit 3 home runs. I picked him up and he went 0 for 11, I think, that week. That was when I was saying the Pirates have good matchups.
Yeah. I would, Sawinski is fun, but then like he has those little spells. Keeping with that theme, I remember Lute was texting. Rowdy Tellez was going off. He had like 2 homers. Lute picks him up. The dude goes 0 for 8. Lute drops him. The next day, Tellez hits 2 homers again. He picks him up again, goes 0 for 8. It was like if we had the time, there should have been like a montage of Lute versus the computer.
Rowdy Tellez, he's going to have the record for most RBIs while not being rostered.
That's a good stat. That would be fun. We should deep dive later and do that. Come on, do somethings. Paul Dodson beating Ready for Kura Liftoff. It's actually fun off the tongue. Kura Liftoff 8-5-1. I guess I should say Dan has had a child. Did we talk about this yet on the pod?
We teased
it that it was coming. It has
spoiler.
come. He has risen. Jude Joan Moncada Testa. No. Jude Law in the semester abroad Testa. I was testing all these out, and that second one I don't think would have landed with everyone. But anyway, it's Jude Testa. It's a boy.
Nice. Congrats.
Congratulations.
It landed, Dave. Don't worry.
And then, and no surprise here, Scott's Tots taking it to Adam LePay. Although Adam's new team name's funny. At least I'm third in the waiver order.
I mean, it's all of our fault. All we did was gas up Scott. Just to deal with, so Adam had to deal with it. So
I like to think him reading our
Adam.
text. Yeah, Adam just like, stop it. Stop. So let's just go through the standings real quick. Suck it, Trebek, the name of our standings. Scott's Tots in the lead, but it's
under 20. It's under 20 now.
Under 20, 14 and a half. I'm in second, but Mike, we're there.
Oh, it's tight.
There's blood in the water.
Tight like a tiger.
See, this is Keith hanging on here in fourth. And then you, Patrick, fifth.
Yeah, made a jump.
You're a half game ahead of Testa, and that's the 6. But lurking is the come on, do somethings, which is not a good lurker. We don't want a lurker like Paul. Tom, only a half game behind Paul, the lurker. Now, this is where Adam's not terribly behind. He's in 9th, but he's got to make up some ground there with Tom. Then it goes Lute, which is surprising. Lute's team is so good to be that far down.
Yeah.
Tom Turner in 11th, and then Courtney Styles in 12th. Kyle's trade, let's talk about this on the pod. Kyle and Keith. When it came through, I just saw the email. I didn't know anything about it until the email. And Keith gave up Justin Verlander and Jordan Montgomery for Pete Alonso. Now, Pete Alonso is your baby boy. But since that trade, Alonso's, all I see is these stats that he's kind of struggling right now. I don't think it'll continue. I think he has 1 homer.
Looking ahead to the home run derby.
Yeah. Got a title to defend.
About the 3-peat.
Now, Keith is an avid watcher or listener of our pod, so I'm going to try to be nice and keep his clicks. But I think he gave up too much for where their teams are at. Now, I'm playing Keith this week, and I'm happy I don't have to face Verlander and Montgomery. Montgomery's been putting together a nice year, as the whole Yankee staff has, although Severino just went down, I just saw. But anyway, I think that's a lot. Now, his team's still not hitting because Alonso came over and is struggling, but I imagine once things click again, Keith will see the fruits of his trade. But does he have enough pitching to make up for it? That's the question, and that's the reason for the poll question. Is Keith's season over?
Full disclosure, I said no, it's not.
I said, who's Keith?
But
That's what I said.
I can't be impartial because it's Pete Alonso. So
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, Keith argued it's the RBI leader. Yes, he is. But just a tough one. And now looking at my trade, Quantrill hasn't had a quality start since I got him, and Brantley's on the IL for the last 2 weeks. So keep talking shit, Dave. Who gives a shit?
How long ago was the Quantrill trade?
Maybe 3 weeks. I maybe had him 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He had like one quality start, but
I'm partial to pitching for whatever reason. I don't know. I it's probably wrong. You know, is the reason I'm always finishing outside of the playoffs, but I'm partial to pitching.
It's good to have like that, core. But pitching's tough because somebody gets hurt, and then you're just
so often,
and then they're out for like weeks. I mean, how do you replace somebody that's a reliable starter when they get hurt? Patrick, watching the Braves, Acuna's not doing it yet. He showed flashes of it, but then he's been kind of down. Should he get hot? I mean, your team's just going to be.
I mean, but like, yeah, you're not wrong. Like even when he's like mediocre, quote unquote mediocre, he's still like swiping bags. Like he's still like getting that stat for me at least. And I know the Braves are still playing well, so he's from that standpoint. But like, yeah, like if he explodes, I think I'll be in pretty good shape. And even like if him and Robert, I got Luis Robert too. If they go off at the same time, I think it'll be an issue.
Is that a threat?
That's a threat.
Patrick just told us he's about to be a problem for everybody.
Yeah.
Check in after the All-Star break. Acuna hasn't had his home run stroke. Now he's in the home run derby. Maybe he gets it.
It's actually going. Him and Alonso are facing each other in the first round.
Are they?
They just that, yeah.
Well, they didn't. Alonso beat Acuna the first year or second year. The first year.
2019.
Yeah, he beat him head to head to go on to the semis or the finals and rematch.
Well,
No one can.
He's still in that rookie contract. He needs that paycheck.
That's it.
Oh no, I thought he got paid a little more. Did he make arbitration? He got some money.
Alonso.
I think he did. I think he got a little bit. The only reason I know that is because the guy on SNY, Gary Cohen, was talking about it, saying he doesn't need that as much anymore. He was referencing like why he did that, but yeah, I think so. What I wanted to say, a lot of us, even the ones that are in, like Lute is 10 games back of the 6th spot for the playoffs, and he's in 10th.
Yeah.
Even Kyle, trying to do quick math here. I mean, Kyle's only 18 back, and we've seen how quickly, like Scott was up like 25 games, and now he's only up 14.
Yeah.
Like 1 week can sway things.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, one good week, if you win something like 10-4, man, it's crazy what it can do.
It's fun when that happens, when you get one like that, when you're able to win a week like that and just jolt you up the standings. It's good.
Then you give it up. Then you give it all back.
And then you're like, please don't do it. You're like pleading with your computer.
Yeah, it's rare you can get it going on both sides, hitting and pitching. That's when you can get the week where you have it both going. That's something.
We're on a timer here. We don't have our the money man Adam, who gives us more than a half hour. We have about 9 minutes left. Anything else that we should talk about baseball wise? Anything else going on? Are you going to watch the All-Star game? It's been a sleeper the last couple of years. It's fun to watch still, but you almost like know the NL is just going to not score a run.
It's in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So the day game, it's going to kind of be like a sun in your eyes. So good. The NL will have that little sun to shadow ratio from pitching mound to home, and they still won't see the ball.
I mean, can they please put the juice balls in for at least the All-Star game? Like, what are we doing?
They should, yeah. I mean, it's been like the NL hit like a solo homer and lose 6-1. I feel like the last couple of games.
They're saving those for when everybody starts worrying about the strike again. Like after the All-Star break, then they're like, "Oh, put the juice balls back in."
They should. I mean, everyone's stats seem down. Like, although looking at Lindor's stats, that guy is going off this year. A year late for my trade, but he has like 70 RBIs too.
Have they announced a starter for the NL?
Have they announced pitchers?
I thought Ohtani was. Is it not Ohtani?
I think it is Ohtani for the AL. I don't know about the NL. I haven't heard. Maybe probably.
They just added Corey Seager to the home run derby and All-Star game.
Nice.
No, I can't see where they've announced anything.
I was looking up a little trivia. I was going to ask you guys about All-Star stuff. Tim Salmon was never an All-Star?
I believe it.
I thought it was good.
He was good. I had a lot of his baseball cards.
But if I was thinking, like, I would probably go, like, right, he was Angels.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Troy Glaus or
Klaus.
Well, they had Garrett Anderson. That was the team that beat Barry Bonds' Giants in the World Series to keep Bonds from getting a World Series. And Mike, me and you might have been together in Victor Owen's basement watching one of those games. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah, a lot of famous last words were in Victor's basement.
Yeah. Is there more trivia, or is it just Tim Salmon trivia?
It was Tim Salmon. Well, Kirk Gibson was the other one, but he never went to an All-Star game, but got invited to 2 and declined them. So that didn't seem as fun to me.
I mean,
I did have a stat. I'll get it correct and I'll send it in the group chat for the league. It's something Jordan Alvarez is doing this year that has never been done by a player that was not connected to steroids.
yet.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Don't put
Jordan
that out.
is-
Don't even put that in the universe.
No. But everything cycles, right? I'm not starting that rumor, but when is that steroid thing going to come back around?
Dude. When you'll have Tommy Edmonds starts hitting 40 home runs, or a guy, that type of player.
What is Brady Anderson?
has 35.
Keep his name out of your mouth, Dave.
Yeah, he might find me. That guy was a psychopath. Yeah, you're right. Somebody like that, like honestly like a Marcus Giles who had like 30 homers one year, and you're like, what? That guy's like 5'3". But I guess Altuve.
The one today, your boy Mike O'Neill Cruz, the fastest recorded throw from an infielder.
Yeah, Tom sent that to me, and I said, "What
Oh,
category?"
did he?
I said, "What category is that in the fantasy league?"
It's so funny. Tom sends everything O'Neill Cruz, and we're like, "Yeah, Mike, what category is that in the fantasy league?" And then
I mean, I'm playing him this week. I had to do it.
it's great.
Oh, that's funny.
But we don't give him any more airtime until he comes on the podcast. So
That was good when you were like that Winston rude. Because he's just like, no, stop asking. Okay, fine. Tom.
any Nick Saban gif is rude.
It is, yeah. Receding hairline, Nick Saban. Anyway, anything else? What are you reading? What are you listening to? We got 4 minutes. What are you watching? We started.
But
I asked so I could answer. We started Ozark season 3, so that's where we're at. We're just started season 3, so pretty invested there. Did you guys watch that? Did you watch that, Patrick?
No, I've never seen that. I've heard nothing but good things about it, though.
I mean, same thing. I've always avoided the whole. Yeah, I'll watch it. But now we're into it. It's cool. I like it.
What's the theme of that one again?
It's very dark, Breaking Bad kind of like. Although they're not. Walter White was like innocent turned bad. It looks like Jason Bateman's character was kind of bad from the beginning. Like chose this fate, and it got out of hand. That's kind of what's happening. It's just getting out of hand, and he's trying to put out fires.
Gotcha. It's pretty good. You can't see you at all right now, Dave. Like nothing.
That's the way I want it. I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Just literally fading to black.
It's like just like your screen's black. It's great.
Yeah, they're counting down Zoom. 3 minutes. I'm gonna get darker until 1 minute.
Just keep
All right, what are you
facing
watching?
it like that?
What are you watching, Patrick?
Oh, trash television. We're on Summer House.
All right, next, Mike. What are you watching?
Next, please take us away.
Summer House.
Watching The Old Man on Hulu. New Jeff Bridges show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, very good.
And did I see Billy Bob Thornton in that or no?
John Lithgow.
Oh, what's he say? What the? Okay.
It's
The
good though.
Old Man.
It's the classic ex CIA whatever operative is out of the game, and God, they pull him back in.
and they got Bridges for it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Liam Neeson was taken.
He's just scenery, just 5 minutes, not saying much, and just chewing on his tongue and doing Jeff Bridges stuff.
Does he say he hates the fucking Eagles? Can you change the station, man? Fucking hate the Eagles. Well, we did it. We did it together. Patrick, you heard us speaking. We switched to the phone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for the text there. It was a good call to go to the phone.
Quick fixes. We're always anything to keep just Mike and I being alone on camera.
Adam, we're gonna make sure everybody's on the vertical camera, and Dave's gonna be the only one with the square.
That's right. Yeah, I stand out now. I'm the minority. Well, good episode. Good luck the rest of the weeks, and maybe we can get something together for the home run derby or all-star game. Maybe we can get like a watch party. I don't know. We'll think about something.
Love it.
Let's do it.
All right. Love you. Miss you. Lilas.
Love you. See ya.